Because they won. Well, they still have that game to make up against the Cardinals.
And get rained out.
Yeah,
my mom went to that game, and
really?
it got rained out, but she got to meet every single one of the players because they were outside.
That's cool.
Okay. Almost 2 weeks ago, I was required to participate in a project in my Calc 2 class on fractals. I received an assignment to get 100% on the project, which is kind of cool for me. And I found that I really enjoy the study of fractals. Now, what exactly are fractals? According to an article called Basic Research, a history of chaos theory, written by Christopher Dietrich, fractal objects have the following fundamental properties. The finite, in the case of the Koch snowflake, a portion of the surface, and can be associated with the infinite. Basically, the fractals have a finite area. We can find the area, but we can never find the perimeter. They are infinite in length around their object. It is a bit of a paradox and very hard to understand, but I find it quite interesting. I missed a slide. This is probably one of my favorite pictures of what a fractal is. Fractal mathematics is the study of these patterns on a geometrical plane. Fractals were first discovered by Bennett B. Mandelbrot. He was, I lost my citation on this one. I lost my citation on that one, so I'm going to see if I can remember. He was born a Jew and was raised during the Nazi Germany World War II and was forced to go into hiding. He did not get much schooling throughout his growing up years, but he grew up to be a very mathematical person, although very contrary to what most people thought. He saw the mathematics of nature, or fractals. He ended up getting hired and to research fractals, and specifically on the first computer, because they were finding a problem with some of their computers and their communications. And so they allowed him to just mess around with things, and he found a pattern in fractals. And that was that they infinitely repeat themselves, and if we can study them, we can do incredible things. And fractals are important because they change the most basic ways we analyze and understand experiment data. According to Larry S. Leibovitz at the German Mason University, Fairfax, he wrote a presentation October 24th and 25th of 2013 on this subject. Now you may be asking, why do I care about fractals, or what's in it for me? I'm going to quickly show you 3 areas of life I'm sure will pique your interest in fractals. First, I'll show you how fractals have or can affect our animation abilities, their potential in the medical field, and their potential in social media, or specifically your cell phones. The medical field. Since fractals have patterns, if we were able to be able to learn what different fractals for different biological matters looks like, we'd be able to defer what a fractal pattern for the human body would look like versus a fractal pattern for a cancerous cell. This would give us the ability to be able to identify cancer at a much earlier stage and possibly find the cure for cancer. For me, as a scientist, I think this is a great idea. And for you, I know that I have family members who had cancer. Probably sure that some of y'all know someone who had cancer and suffered from it. This form of mathematics could be the key to eventually solving this disease. Now, how many of you all are Star Wars or Star Trek fans? Okay, at least one. Well, if it wasn't for fractal mathematics, episode 3 and several of the Star Trek episodes would not be possible. Because of fractal mathematics, we are able to design terrain which is normally impossible on computers. We're also able to design lava explosions, ash falling, all that kind of stuff. but it's only possible because of fractal mathematics. Because of their infinite pattern-like ability, they're able to make very realistic pictures, as we can see from Spock standing in the volcano. Not only do fractals have potential in the medical field and animations, though, they also have potential in your social media. I know most of y'all in here have a cell phone and probably use it quite often. Well, if it wasn't for fractal mathematics and studying and applying it, your cell phone would not work. It'd probably be an old clunky thing like this. Although, probably have a few more antennas on it. Basically, because we're able to mimic fractals to an extent, we can take them and apply them and turn an old clunky phone with a ton of antennas sticking out of it to a small cell phone. The patterns of fractals are able to catch more and more wavelengths because they have an infinite pattern. They have more and more areas to catch the wavelengths. Without that, you really can't catch much. You catch 1 or 2, so you're basically back in the days of the party line, which I'm pretty sure some people were quite annoyed by because you had to wait your turn for the phone, or you had people that kind of snooped in on your conversations that were supposed to be private. So you go from old to new. This also includes Wi-Fi routers, computers, basically an electronic device that can connect to Wi-Fi or satellite. In conclusion, I hope that I've been able to successfully inform y'all of 3 ways that fractals affect you. I hope that now you all understand fractals slightly better. You'll be able to go home and either, if someday, apply it, or just enjoy knowing about when it someday comes and affects you. Thank you.
6:28.